should we be paying more pools to win more money in
What the hell are you going to win for 10 quid?
You can win jack all, really.
It really should be like probably £50-60 a match.
Are we doing it wrong? Should we have that?
Jesus Christ, Facebook would melt.
It's been banned because of supply issues coming from Ukraine.
But he's like risking his life to do it. It's dangerous, and basically he's been chased off farmers' fields and stuff with shotguns.
Do you think that it's going to demise? Do you think that it's going to disappear? Or...
Remember you pair falling for it. Fishing with Ali, these
Ali
two,
got us.
on the next golden rod.
My frame.
I didn't catch a lot.
He used the whole bottle.
In like 2.5 hours, I used a full bottle.
And... Flipping heck, Rooney. You've got younger, you've got more handsome, you've got bigger muscles, and you've lost some weight.
Slightly bigger nose.
Nose has got a little bit bigger.
Rooney's got a big nose.
Happy
Monday!
Give us the intro. Introduce this week's weigh-in. Go on, 1, 2, 3, go.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the weigh-in.
That was quite good, that wasn't it, Steve?
Not bad. It hasn't got your energy.
No, you need to go on, give you go on, you give him an example, Steve.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Steve.
I'm not a presenter.
You just throw strong opinions about, don't you?
I do. I'll just get you lot into trouble.
What did Bennett say to you on the group? You load the gun and
I said to him, he said I'm causing trouble, and I said, well, I load the gun, doesn't mean I have to fire it. You don't load. No, you don't load a gun. You don't load the gun yourself and fire it.
It's very true. It's very true. Tell you what, we've genuinely had some chats and debates about the edginess of the show, haven't we, this last week? And some of us are going, flipping heck, we don't want to press too many buttons. But then by the same token, if we don't put a few opinions out there and talk about certain things, I think that it's going to end up the same as everything else out there, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's entitled to an opinion. You know what I mean? Some doesn't mean they're right if you're not. And it doesn't mean we're right. We're just putting it out there. And the one thing you can see with, obviously, on YouTube, the comments, people are talking about it.
Yeah. We don't want to make match fishing a negative, bitchy sort of place, because it's not that at all. But the stuff that we are talking about are the little cornery, edgy things that people like to have a natter about and throw an opinion onto. So I think it's quite good fun, to be honest. I think we should carry on doing it.
So who are we going to upset now?
Right, let's talk about. I think that one thing that I think we should talk about, and it's literally just from having a little pre-production chat today come to light. It's a question that's come from Ben Roberts, who is the Wales team manager, fantastic angler himself. He watches all our stuff. He loves the Wales.
Ben, nice.
He's a great guy, good angler.
Isn't he a Liverpool fan?
That's the only downside to it. I mean, they're one of the worst cricket teams in England, aren't they?
Where do they play, Matt? What ground?
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Give me a clue.
Old Trafford.
No, that's Man United.
No.
Go on, give me a clue.
It starts with an A.
Anfield!
Yep.
Got it.
I've got more football knowledge than you know.
Come on, anyway, get to the question.
Ben Roberts, and it's a real good one because quite a few people are talking about this on Facebook, but he wrote in to the weigh-in, and again, we'll send you a cap or hat or whatever you want, Ben. Make sure anyone who gets the questions read out or whatever on this show, send an email, info@tackleguru.co.uk, and we'll send you some goodies. Hopefully be there before Christmas. Just send your name, your address, and your telephone number so we can check it's you. But nice question from Ben. Hi, fellas. Ben Roberts here. Firstly, congratulations on a fantastic podcast. Really enjoy listening. Question, capital letters. Be very interested to hear Matt and Steve, and in brackets he's put Tank and Rune's, thoughts on active joker versus Ukrainian inactive joker. You'll know the advantages of both. As we know, joker in general is getting harder and harder to get, but in certain countries it's easier to get than, for example, in the UK. Do you think in international matches all teams should be made to use the official supplier so everyone has the same joker? Or does it fall into the category of if certain teams are putting in the effort to get it, then hats off to them? I'm taking absolutely nothing away from the teams that have won medals in recent internationals. as it takes more than just having great bait, and I have full respect for them. However, it does sometimes feel that it's difficult to compete when certain teams have brilliant bouncing joker. It can make a massive difference. And then this is the bit that I think people will really find interesting as well. Is another question, is it on its way out as a bait due to supply issues and everywhere getting clean? As you know, I love fishing with the stuff, but it seems at more and more championships they're banning joker altogether. And I think it's such an interesting one because, yes, there's a couple of different kinds of joker. What are your thoughts on different teams having it? But it also leads us into what's happening with bloodworm fishing in the UK. And loads of people see it on my pictures because I use it all winter, as I know you two doing your fishing. And always I get comments saying, bloodworm, knackers venues, should it be banned? It's too expensive. There's a lot of negativity around bloodworm fishing. I'm going to hand to you straight away, Steve. First of all, I think you should answer Ben's question about the joker, you know, and a bit of education for people. What's the difference between the two kinds? Is it an advantage, disadvantage? And should there be one supplier of this bait for all? I'm going to shut my blind.
It's a difficult one, that is. You know what I mean? Like, because if there should be one supplier, do you penalise teams that obviously go out of their way to make sure they've got the very best bait? At the end of the day, Ben's talking primarily World Championships, and I don't know, it's difficult. How would you police that as well? You know what I mean? You could make every team buy their bloodworm and joker off the official supplier, but how are you going to check it? Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult to check. Obviously, in terms of the active Ukrainian stuff, obviously in a small fish situation, it can be a massive advantage. It's more active, obviously pulls more fish into the swim. But obviously in a big fish situation, then a more dormant bait can also be an advantage to keep the fish where you want them to be. I think it's tricky. Personally, I absolutely love fishing the bait. The only chance we get to do it now in the UK for me is Hallcroft on the feeder pairs. And if bloodworm and joker wasn't allowed there, I probably wouldn't fish that event. I just love fishing the bait. I think it's great experience as well for World Championships when you travel abroad. Bloodworm and joker is very technical, and I like technical. You're always learning, but obviously we talked about this off air. It's not a miracle bait. If there's no fish there, you can't catch them. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I really enjoy fishing with it, and I like the technicality and using something different. But going back to Ben's, I suppose in an ideal world, at a World Champs, you'd say everyone buys it off the bait supplier, but then you need it. Obviously, the bait supplier has to hold a reasonable price, which doesn't always happen at World Championships, as you know. Obviously, a lot of bait suppliers, probably use it as a chance to make a few quid, and why wouldn't you? It's a captive market. But and also I struggle to see, it wouldn't be easy to police, like, where did that joker come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone, even if it was all the same type as an all Ukrainian, for example, if someone's bought it fresher, how do you police that? Just at a bait check where you take the lid off and go, well, that's joker.
Yeah. I think it's impossible. I also think there's a big argument to say that teams or people who put more effort into getting good bait or looking after the bait, riddling it, getting it more active, putting it in water, making sure it's cool. Like that, we had this debate about ground bait and stuff on the last show, but it's that the bait for me is an area where good anglers have the opportunity to get an advantage and be better. And bloodworm's a perfect example of that. If you can get your bloodworm in water, keep it cold, crisp it up a little bit, it toughens it up. And same with joker. If you're going to the effort to find and source and get some better active joker, and you've got it, I think it's a real difficult one to create rules about. So I think it's a great debate, but my opinion is that you'll never be able to say everyone has to get the bait off a certain person. I don't think that'll ever happen. Have you guys seen a difference with it before, Tank, Roon? Like, obviously, bloodworm fishing a few years ago all used to be big, active Polish joker that swam around, and now it's just this tiny little Russian stuff that we seem to be getting.
It's a tricky one with bloodworm because there's only really in England, there's 3 matches where, well, 3 scenes where we really use it now. It's Hallcroft, which majority of the time we get it from Taffy's bloodworm, and I actually deliver it on the morning to everyone.
Do you get a little side hustle?
Basically, I make 3p from every joker I sell, so I'm now a millionaire.
Wow.
So I basically get it from this is weird how it works. I don't know if it's boring or not, right? So basically, Taffy comes to my house on a Saturday evening, drops it off behind my shed, and I put it in my van, drive it to Allcroft, and
someone's going to nick it now.
Yeah. Not going to say where I live.
Taxmen listen to this as well,
right? Basically, deliver it to Hallcroft.
Yeah.
On a morning, I hand it all out. Anyone that's been to Hallcroft, and you'll have picked up bait from me before. And the bait that we get now is slightly, I wouldn't say it's different to what we used to use at places like Thorn or anything like that. It's the same like Ukrainian dormant style joker. And the bloodworm is just, stuff that Taffy scrapes himself, or I think he gets it. I don't know where he gets it from, but he scrapes it himself.
Wow.
And he's told me about the struggles of getting it, and it's literally, I'm not kidding when I say this, and it sounds dramatic, but he's like risking his life to do it because he's going to just below his nipples on his chest, and he's going like scraping through freezing cold water. And he said if he sinks into like a silt hole or anything like that, it's going to fill up with water. Going in his waders, it's only him that goes and collects it. He goes and scrapes on his own. Yeah, he used to go with one of his friends, but sadly he passed away like 2 years ago, a year ago, I think like that.
Yeah.
So he's literally probably the only person in the country that goes and scrapes bloodworm, and you get your bloodworm, and it's great. It's wriggling, it's small, it lasts a long time, it's brilliant, but he's not making loads of money from it or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? He's not making tons. He gives me my bait for free. That's what I do. I get my bait for free, deliver it from him. I know he's just about making evens with it. But the argument is it worth it for him? I don't know. I think he just does it just to...
Sounds like it's a bit dangerous.
It's dangerous. Yeah. He's not making millions out of it. Do you know what I mean? He's not making loads of money, but he's doing it because he wants to support a league, Hallcroft, and the teams of 4 and the feeder pairs, which myself, Steve, Matt and James fish. There's loads of us that fish it. We love using it. I don't know if it's changed a lot. I don't know. It's a tricky one. In the Senses Challenge, a lot of us use it there. Those are really the only times we ever use it. So it's not a bait that you use all the time.
Yeah, there is probably a handful of other leagues in the country. Obviously, there's that Sips League on the Gloucester Canal, which is a great league that has bloodworm and joker in. And I think there'll be a handful of other leagues that do use it for sure. But flipping heck, it's so minimal compared to what it used to be. Like,
when I worked in tackle shop many moons ago, like Trinders, we used to go every week to pick up bloodworm and joker from Belgium and swap it for maggots. That's what we did.
Really?
Yeah, we used to go every week. But it would take you all Friday night, Saturday morning to put it into the packs and that. And back then it was really good, but every now and again, I think when the lakes, I might be wrong here because it's been that long, but when the lakes were froze over or something, you used to end up with a Russian joker, which was a lot smaller, looked like jam. But, and everyone used to come in and moan then if you had to do that. But back then, I'd say throughout the winter, every person used it, every canal match, every sort of, natural fishing match, even at Hayford where we were based in the winter, we had a bloodworm and joker winter league on there. You probably fished that, Steve, didn't you?
I did fish it, yeah.
Yeah. And everyone, like you supplied all the bait, and it was quite fruitful then because you wouldn't be driving to Belgium to pick it all up, would you? To drive all the way back.
No, I think if you looked at the numbers in terms of kilos of what came into the country on a weekly basis 25 years ago, compared to now, I think it'd be frighteningly less now. Frightening.
I think as well, it's important to point out there's a myth about it's not expensive in the grand scheme of things either. And obviously, if you want to keep it, bloodworm's not difficult to look after. And joker, you can separate it and freeze it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know you've said in the past, Matt, some of your best weights have come with frozen joker. So it's not like you waste loads of bait. It's not like bloodworm's hard to keep. I think there's a massive stigma around bloodworm and joker that it's really expensive, ruins venues, and is difficult to keep, when in actual fact, I don't think any of those three are true.
Totally agree. And I think that the nice thing about bloodworm, and I'm sure you two will probably agree, Tank and Rune, tell me if not, is if you're using bloodworm, you tend not to need a lot of other baits. Like if you've got joker and some hook bloodworm, a few casters, a pint of casters, a few maggots and pinkies for the hook and a bit of ground bait, and you literally don't need anything else. Whereas if you didn't have it, you'd be taking half a kilo of worms, some more maggots, a few pinkies, maybe mixing up a bit. I think you'd end up spending the same amount of money on bait, whether you had it or not. Talking about money, how much is it nowadays, Tank, compared to, I mean, I think we used to pay like 15 quid for half a kilo 15 years ago.
Careful what you say here, wouldn't you? For your little sideline. Taffy's going to know about his sideline now.
There'll be a lot of people listening here who've never used it, who might start using it, or like what would it cost someone for enough bloodworm and joker to go fishing nowadays?
It's the match pack is, so it's half a kilo of joker and a pack of bloodworm, which is, it's like a little handful, yeah, but it's loads. You get tons of it.
Do they still put it in peat?
No, not anymore. It's just in like little newspaper wrappings, and Taffy does it on like Saturday at 1 o'clock, and he comes and delivers to my house at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like him and his missus. I've been to his shop, Farmworth Tackle and Baits, little shop in Farmworth, Northwest. Him and his missus have got literally a little plastic gloves on. It's good to watch, to be fair. They're measuring out the dollars of bloodworm,
I used to do
weighing them and getting all the the Ukrainian joker and they're sorting it all out themselves, literally, him and his missus. And I think it's 25 quid for 2 wraps of joker and an amount of bloodworm. But like Steve said, that's loads of joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them 2 wraps could last you easily 2 matches. Like I don't think at Allcroft, I haven't fed one of them wraps in a match before. So like you just said, Matt, as well, half a kilo of worms, that's what, 12 quid, something like that. Plus a pint of casters, another 5 quid now, they are casters.
Pint of maggots, half a pint of pinkies, few pellets.
You're at a similar price. So it's not like a ridiculously expensive bait to fish. I think a lot of people are scared of using it, that I've spoken to before in the past of, how do I put the joker in the ground bait and how do I hook the bloodworm? And there is a bit of it's almost very niche that the amount of people that fish with bloodworm, they know how to fish with it. And then a lot of people don't know how to fish with it. So they probably just sack it off.
Here's a question for you. Do you lot think we'll still be using bloodworm and joker in 5 years' time, both internationally and in the UK? Because in loads of recent world champs, it's been banned because of supply issues coming from Ukraine. It's too warm and they can't get it in the summer months. In England, there's less and less bloodworm matches than ever before, undoubtedly. Like, do you think that it's going to demise? Do you think that it's going to disappear? And is there an argument to say that because it's such a pain in the arse to get at times, it should just be banned? What do you think? What do you think about that? Because that's the angle a lot of people come from.
I'll just basically say it. I think in England, as soon as Taffy stops doing it, it's done. Right, Taffy, I'm not kidding. It sounds a right ball ache. It's risky for him to get this bloodworm. It's hard. Basically, he's been chased off farmers' fields and stuff with shotguns. He's told me loads of stories, like saying he's genuinely crapping himself. It sounds hard work. As soon as he stops doing it, it's done in England.
Which is so sad, isn't it? But
internationally, I think it'll be gone in 5 years. I think it'll be gone in probably two or three.
Wow.
It sounds so hard. It's so hard to get because at the time of year the world champs are on and the European champs and the feeder world champs, every champs, it's warm, it's too hot. They can't get the joker. Matt, remember where we were at France? Me and Darren Bicken had a drive to Belgium to pick up this 3 kilos of Belgian joker that this guy scraped from a little pond because that was the only place you could get joker. Like, and this is a world championship fishing. It's like, it's too much like faffiness. I think it'll be gone myself.
What do you think, Stephen?
I think Tank's right, as in once Taffy stops doing it, there won't be a supply unless somebody else picks it up. But for the hard work, I don't see anyone wanting to do the work for how much you're selling.
No.
So I think it'll be gone in the UK once Taffy stops doing it. I do think for the world champs, there might be a bit more longevity, if that's the word, because I just think in Europe, they use it a lot more. It's a much more common bait. I'm not saying it'll be allowed in every world champs because there's always mitigating circumstances, but I get the impression there's a much stronger will abroad to keep it going, particularly like float and classic feeder world champs where that bait is synonymous. And also some of the venues we have to go to, let's be honest, without bloodworm and joker, you'd be deep in the mire without swearing, because you'd struggle for bites, particularly if you're on one of them venues where there's a tiny little fish that's really important. Catching them without bloodworm and joker would be virtually impossible. So I think on and it might be on and off a little bit in world champs, but I think it's got a bit more life there. But for the UK, I fear its demise once Taffy stops. And also I think that if it does carry on at Worlds, it'll be a real bad thing for the UK to not have the opportunity to use it.
Do you think, again, this is not an opinion from me as such, but, to counter that argument of, there's certain venues where there's tiny little fish that you need bloodworm for, I think there's an argument, sack them off and just pick better venues for world championship matches.
Yeah, but it doesn't work like that, though. We both know, well, we all know it doesn't. World championship venues are another topic for another day.
But right, I love bloodworm fishing. I don't mind hard fishing. Do I want to go to Mecanenza where I'm catching a pommy every chuck on corn 5 meters and need 20 kilo to come the top 5 in every section? Or do I want to go to Bethune on a canal where it's absolutely nails, hardly get any bites, catching tiny little gobies and a few silverfish if you're lucky, 2.5 kilos, amazing. Like, you ask every single person on that world champs, I reckon only a very small handful would rather do the shit fishing than the amazing fishing. Would you rather go to Zeged on your feeder or, I don't know, somewhere catching tiny aspen that on bloodworm shore? Is it not? Are we not in an era now where we can pick better venues as
they're out there?
World.
You can't.
This is like a zoo here.
You
There's
can't have world champs
about
on the same
50
venue.
people coming in and out, window cleaners.
You can't have world champs on the same venues every year. So, like, I agree. We all want amazing fishing, but I also think it's important not to go somewhere that's crap, but to have a bit of a mixture. So, like the Zeged, full of big carp, probably the best venue in Europe. But then it's also nice to go somewhere that's really technical with bloodworm and maybe try and catch 8 big skimmers. I think that's a different skill, not many bites. So I think it's important to mix it up. You know what I mean? I don't think you want to just go to Mecanenza and catch 20 kilo every world champs. I think that'd be boring. Equally, you don't want to go to that. I don't know what that canal. I think it was. Is it that canal in France you just referred to?
Bethune.
Where it was all gobies. You know, I mean, obviously that's not a great look, but equally maybe once every 6-7 years, I don't see that as a disaster either.
And I do think that SIPs and FIPs are getting better. Like, I look at some of the venues we've been to with the float recently. Bosnia, fantastic venue.
Unbelievable.
Skimmers, loads of bleak, like brilliant. Bite a chuck on every single peg. Where we went in Slovakia, massive lake, full of bream, odd big carp, like fantastic venue. Mecanenza, like we're talking about. I do think that they are getting better and better, and fishing is taking priority. And I think for world champs and that kind of event, the organisers should be picking where it's great fishing. I honestly do. Every single person who's involved in the event wants good fishing. Do it. Pick the best.
You won't need bloodworm and joker on this European champs or the world champs this year for the float. Because is in Ireland, you don't need bloodworm and joker for Ireland. No way you do. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It'd benefit if the venue was a bit tricky, but as a rule, Ireland's very good fishing. It should be. Yeah. They've got a million venues to pick from.
In Ascara, World Club Champs last year, no bloodworm, bite a chuck, brilliant fishing.
15 kilo a roach out on hybrids, ridiculous. And then the Portugal Carouche, you won't need bloodworm there. So it's. I think they could pick venues to tailor no bloodworm and joker. I just feel like every time that they always comes around this World Champs, bloodworm and joker is almost like a bait you have to have because it could be the bait that works. But the problem is it's so much of a faff to get. It's expensive for countries. Don't forget where, England's quite a big country for fishing. It's a huge country for fishing, one of the biggest in the world. Imagine what it's like for someone like, I don't know, Sweden, a nightmare to get to venues. You can imagine Sweden going to Ireland, all the way from Sweden, 2 ferry crossings, all the money. Then they've got to go and spend 50 quid on joker for a training session every day.
And the rest. I was going to say per day.
Yeah, per day, more. So it'd be like 300 or 400 quid's worth of on top of everything. So it's
a pain in the arse, isn't it? It is a pain in the backside. And you're in a hot country. It's an absolute nightmare to keep. You need fridges. You need to be up late at night riddling it. It is a pain in the backside when you actually think about
equally, it's the World Championships.
So effort equals reward.
So be prepared to go the extra mile. Stop being lazy, you two.
I think ban it in World Champs, Tank, don't you?
Ban, gone. See you later.
You two obviously like your sleep too much.
I definitely do.
Talking about, obviously, the expense of it. And by the way, anyone who wants to try a bit of bloodworm fishing and wants to know where to get it, we'll put contact details because loads of people, I've had a few messages this winter, where can I get it? They're not aware of how easy it is to get.
And I've had it before off him. He will send it through the post, which is massive.
Yeah, he post it to your house, needs a week and a half to 2 weeks notice. Obviously, we'll
like 2 days after you order it sometimes if he's got it, or ridiculous. Really good.
We'll put details below. So if anyone does need it or fancy it, everything's there for you to go and get it yourself and have a little dabble with it. Talking about expense of it and match fishing as a whole, I had a comment on my Facebook post from Saturday when I went to the Glebe saying, and fair play to this guy, he put, don't take this the wrong way, but it looks like a really expensive day out. You've travelled a long way. Pools on that match are very expensive. And I took a picture of my bait tray, casters, pinkies, maggots, worms, few dead maggots and pinkies. And he put, bait tray looks like beautiful bait, but it's going to be expensive. You can't help but think how expensive match fishing's getting. Is it getting too expensive? Is match fishing too expensive, or is it moving with the times? Are we on track, or should it be more expensive? Should we be paying more pools to win more money in proportion to? Because I added it up, I reckon Saturday cost me 100 quid total. Bait, pools, travel, Starbucks coffee didn't do me any favours off my own. Not going to lie.
Frankie,
and I know you have two of them every trip out, Ringer. You've got that much money, you have. But
caramel latte, that's what his favourite one is.
I'm on a skinny one now.
Oh.
How 100 quid for a day out on a Saturday? I left my house at 6:30 in the morning. I got back at 6:30 at night. Is that proportional? Or should it be more expensive? Or is it a rip-off? Are we paying too much money match fishing-wise?
The thing that, for me, the key is the word, it's a match. And like, my honest opinion, and this is a really controversial one, is that pools, as in what you pay in to enter a match, hasn't gone up like in line with inflation or anything like that. Like, my dad's massive on this. And I'll go back to like, I don't know, 30 years ago, I used to fish Castle Ashby, and it was 20 quid pools. Day tickets back then were probably, I don't know, £2.50. And on a Wednesday, there used to be 20 to 25 blokes there. Winner gets 200 to 250 quid. And then on a Sunday, used to be 44 pegs sold out, 20 quid pools. Obviously, day tickets £2.50. Winner gets 350 quid. Where can you go now and win 350 quid? You know what I mean? My answer is nowhere. The reality is, but it's not happened, and it would be very difficult to implement it now. Pools should be 50 quid. That's the honest. If they've gone up in line with everything else.
Pools. 50 quid pools, £50 to enter a match. Is that what you're saying? 50.
Yeah, but that in reality, if it's gone up, what's basically happened is 25 years ago, a day ticket was £2.50. Yeah, a day ticket now on some venues can be as much. You know, what I mean, I think Barston's about 13 quid. I'm not criticising the price of Barston. I still think it's a bargain. 13 quid for a day's sport, if that's how much it is, I can't quite remember. Is amazing
for a day out. It's unreal, isn't it? You can't
we're now still paying £20 pools, and the day tickets are tenner. So you've lost half. You know, I mean, people say to me, like, you can't win anything anymore, which is true. A lot of matches you can't win any decent money anymore. But the problem is you can't win it without paying it in. So you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? The alternative is you go down the more European route of you abolish pools money to a degree or minimise it, and you just have trophies and you forget the money side of it.
What do you think, Roon? You've been in fishing a long time, industry point of view, angler point of view. And obviously you see what the industry's like, what fisheries are like, how things have moved on in terms of expense, kit, bait. What are your thoughts on match fishing, pools, compared to what we win? Is it too expensive for a day out match fishing now? Or do we need to renew everything, make it more expensive, win more money? What are your thoughts on what's happened and where it needs to be?
I think it's probably gone along with what people have wanted, hasn't it? Because, you know, everything's getting more expensive. So that's probably one thing that has stayed the same, but probably for a reason to maintain the numbers. So it probably needs to stay the same, because otherwise your day, like we spoke about bait and stuff like that, things are going to get like unbelievably expensive. But Steve is right. It really should be like probably £50, £60 a match, which there are those matches out there now, aren't they? The big prize money matches, you're paying 60, 70 quid to fish, aren't you now? With your super pools on the day and your entrance, they are that much. But a general open, I've always stuck around the price. But I think it probably needs to be that. It's that sort of like everyday, you know, working man's hobby and sport. And if you keep it at that level, you're going to keep more people interested. So I think it sort of works, but you can't complain you're not going to win a lot, because half your money's going into the day ticket, which I think day tickets on the whole are miles too cheap for what they are. That is unbelievable. Actually, we were doing a teaching in the summer. I can't remember if you might have been with me. It might have been Foy, but we had a lady come to drop her son off, and obviously we charged for the day. I think it was £10, I think, and they got a little whip and everything. And she says, is that for an hour? And I was like, no, that's for the whole morning. She was like, wow, £10 for the morning. She says, you cannot do anything with your child for that sort of money. So I think it's very good value for money in some ways and not in others, but it depends what you want out of it, doesn't it? If you want to win big money and that, it's
pools money though. The problem is pools money needed to creep up. Day tickets have. Like day tickets went from £2.50 to £4 to £5 to £6 to £8. Pools has just never moved. So now for me, it's impossible to jump from 20 to 50. It's the shock of that kill everyone off. But equally, like I said, loads of people complain to me about section was only £5 more than the pay-in, but that's just if you only pay that in, you can only take that out. Yeah, you know what I mean? But I think it's gone too far in the wrong direction now to get back.
Yeah, I remember Gold Valley back in the day were like double the price of everyone else, but you could win so much money, and everyone, you know, it wasn't achievable for everyone, and people couldn't sign up to the league because it was a fortune, but it was sold out every week, and everyone, I always used to try and jump on as a guest, like save me money and jump on as a guest if someone couldn't make a round, because you could fish a match and win £1,000, you know, just at a weekend. I think that was that 50 quid back then? I think it was.
But obviously, if you were paying £50 pools, the winner would probably be taking home on a normal match 500. Sections would be 150. Yeah. So you could argue then your day gets obviously, if you pick up every now and again, your day gets more affordable. But like I said, I just can't see there ever being a situation now where you could jump from 20 to 50 and say, right, pools are 50 quid everywhere. I think, Jesus Christ, Facebook would melt.
And Tang, give us a lowdown, Tang, as a thriving young gentleman with a prime specimen.
Thriving, what a word! I love that.
He saved my bacon this morning with everything that's going on here.
We've got a fine young specimen. We've got a fine young specimen of a lady on your arm who must. I mean, for how pretty she is and how nice she is, she must take a little bit of looking after old Marmaduke. If you, as a 34-year-old modern day bloke, you and Marmaduke are going out on a Saturday, what's that costing you compared to going fishing for the day?
Cost Marmaduke, he never pays.
To be fair, it's fishing's miles more expensive. I don't spend anything on Marceline. No, in all seriousness, I don't think you can do anything nowadays for less than 100 quid.
You walk out your door, you spent 100 quid, didn't you?
Honestly, we went, actually, this is an example. On Saturday, we went to Huddersfield, just went walking around doing some.
What a treat.
Bits and bobs. Went to Huddersfield, Marceline needed to get a couple of bits. We went to this Istanbul restaurant.
Smooth operator, you
right? You know, like the Turkish kebabs and stuff.
I love them.
Istanbul, they were mint, really, really good. And there were a platter on there that were like 87 quid or something like that, 86 quid. And the other prices of them all were like 20 quid for just the starters. All this. If you went out just for some food and went round shopping, had a coffee, you're 100 quid straight away, you're 100 quid deep. But anyway, I think whatever you do nowadays, it's quite a lot of money. My opinion on the pools and stuff like that, I don't think the 50 quids are ever going to work. And Steve's bang right. And I think the reason being is because there's so many tiers to fishing nowadays. There's the top lads, which I'm not being funny. On a pools match, I would pay 50 quid because I know that I've got a good chance of doing well in the match. If I go to a venue that I know really well, thinking I would pay 50 quid because I think I want to fish a match where it's not so much the money. I won't go to a match and think, oh, I'm going to try and win 200 quid today instead of 75 quid. I'd want to go against people that usually it's qualifiers or it's matches that I think I'm practicing for something. So I will fish them matches. So I think you've got the top level, which will pay 50 quid, 40 quid, something like that. Then you've got the middle level, which you got 20 quid. That's what it's been like forever. And then you've got your club anglers and the lads that'll have 3 or 4 peg open match knockups. It really surprised me when I had a look on Facebook, and this is something that surprised the hell out of me, to be honest. It's Float Fish Farm. I'm potentially going to be fishing there in the Winter League final for Barnsley. Lee hadn't announced a team or anything, but I'd had a look at it and I thought, I'm going to have a potential look at fishing a couple of matches because I've got a few Saturdays free. It's 10 quid pools. £10 pools. Honestly, I looked on the Facebook page. It's £8 peg fee and £10 pools. I looked at it and thought, what the hell are you going to win for 10 quid? If there's 40 people, if there's 14 people there, it's 140 quid pools that are spread out between this. They pay the top 2 and 2 sections. That's what they're going to pay, top 2 and 2 sections. So what are you going to win? 50 quid to win the match? Yeah, it's not even worth the day out.
Anyway, you're now banned from Float Fish Farm after that. Anyway,
I know, but this is what I'm looking at, thinking that's what I mean by the tiers.
Yeah, it is right. You're right.
Probably have got a lower tier, and not to be disrespectful to anyone, but I wouldn't go and spend. It took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to Float Fish Farm, 2.5 hours. That's how much in fuel's that?
Yeah,
that's a lot. 40 odd quid fuel there and back.
It's the thing is, it's what you're trying to achieve. My mate goes there all the time, looks at matches there. The fishing's great, and it does make you think, would you still do the match fishing at the level you do it if it was just trophies and no dough?
I don't know.
I would.
Yeah,
I would. I'd love to get a trophy.
But you need then those amazing trophies that you get abroad.
Yeah, which is easier.
Trophies that mean something, not like a 50p one that came off the shelf.
No,
like those big trophies you get in places like Hungary, for instance.
Yeah,
like
even they're not cheap. Even they're not cheap now. The ones we get from Match Academy, they cost 300-400 quid each.
Yeah, but also this is what other people forget as well. Like you just said, if you want a really nice trophy, the matches to get really nice trophies in Hungary aren't free.
No,
you're still paying you're still paying an entry fee and basically to pay for the trophies.
Yeah, it's just purely different levels, isn't it? And like that floatfish farm, like you say, probably
it's got a little pool,
and it's really popular.
Yeah,
attracts that sort of style of angler, and the guy is probably working strongly to keep that audience there for him, and it suits him. Northern foreigner coming it down and trying to take all their money. They don't want you there.
Just like we said there, there's different levels to it, and probably more goals for certain people. Like the people that go to Floatfish Farm, their goal will be to go and have a good day, compete against the mates, and potentially catch a few fish. If they make the pool's money up, do you know what I mean? It's 10 quid, so it's not going to be a lot to make up. But if you win your section or come win the match, you've had a great day. But then there's likes of all of us here, which probably going to fish a lot higher level matches, and you'd probably spend the 50 quid on pools. But equally, if the feeder pairs, this is the truth, if the feeder pairs at Hallcroft was no money to the winner, still fish it.
Yeah, of course you would.
But
you need something. You couldn't just say, "Well done, lads."
Yeah,
the well done on the win. You need if you're not having money, you need nice trophies.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting here is, apart from a small handful of matches nowadays, you can win jack all, really. You just barely. I mean, if you win the feeder pairs at Hallcroft, you might make a little bit, a couple of £100 each or whatever profit, and that's one of the leading winter fishing leagues, and you've got to win it to really make any money. And I think there's a massive part of me that actually, when you look at it, we're all doing it just because we love it. I'd go fishing and fish matches, whatever the pools were. You're never gonna get rich by winning matches, other than there's a handful that are very expensive to go in and offer big money. So really, it's probably just going to be where it is, and it is what it is for the rest of the time, unless something massive changes. If you want to win 10 grand plus, you're paying 60 to 100 quid for your day out, minimum. More, you're paying 100 quid for a day out. If you want to win 10 grand plus, Feeder King, Feeder Masters, Match This, Fisho, Guru Commercial Masters, any of them, any 10 grand plus event, you're putting 100 quid on table to try and qualify. That's what you're doing. Anything else, you can't really win out.
No,
but I think
we all have a great day out. We all love the fishing. We all love the competition, and I do almost think that the continental style of pay some money to enter, we're going to have a really nice presentation, celebrate the winners and give you a big trophy. Are we doing it wrong? Should we have that? Should we be paying 20 to 30 quid and having a really nice trophy, celebrate the winners, get yourself off home?
I think that only works though, like the trophy side, I think that'd get rid of all the little matches, because you can only have trophies really. Like, look at Newfish ran the All England, which was a massive success.
That was good, very good.
One-off events like that. That's how it'd have to be. So you get away from like a 15 pegger there, a 20 pegger there. Yeah, you'd be getting like 80 to 100 people to one venue to fish for big trophies.
I wonder if like 12 of them would be good, one a month. You know what I mean? Like, if you banned all the little matches, it's terrible because all the fisheries are going to go, ban these. You can't fish a match other than one match in a month. How many people you get there?
There'd be no tackle shops. We'd be gone. Everyone would be gone. I've sorted it, lads.
I've sorted it. Right? This is it.
There's just no parameters, is there? There's just no like on every level of match fishing at the minute. It just feels so like everyone just does a little bit of something different. From international fishing, like we've already spoke about, becoming so segregated, so many different ones, so that smaller groups of people are pleased because they get to be good in their sector, which they enjoy, which is a great thing. The same happens with open matches. You know, we'll run a Monday cost cutter because people want to go fishing midweek and don't want to spend any money. We'll run a feeder only match because people want to have a nice simple setup, enjoy fishing a feeder and want to go there on a Wednesday. Like, basically, I feel like fishing, when you actually break it down and think about it, in so many ways, it's just because it's easy to just please that little pool. That's just, yeah, we'll go for it. Yeah, we'll go for it. It's so free and open that's kind of the way it's gone when you look at what match fishing is at the minute.
Nice.
That went well.
What do you think I'd say about that as well, Matt?
Great speech, Matt.
And this is coming from Floatfish Farm, and I think this is the reason why a lot of fishing nowadays is
You're backpedaling now, aren't you?
No, it's so.
Can you put tank on?
It's so segmented, right? There's how many over 50s matches, over 60s matches, and it shows the average age of our audience because there's so many over 50s matches that you can't fish. Like Lindo,
Steve can.
Floatfish Farm.
Not yet.
You can't fish them because
one more year.
You're not old enough. But that just shows what people want. They want to be competing against the same level of, you know, anglers or same age, and it's just so many little different matches here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why the numbers have gone to crap, and there's no money in it because only for a few people that want to fish an odd qualifier here and there. It's just weird. I think it's pretty rubbish, to be honest. The more I think about it, I might stop fishing.
Just good at garden centre with But Huddersfield with Marmaduke and spend
Istanbul grill every week.
I'm gonna create my own kebab place.
It's I think that
Frankie's Kebab podcast.
next year, I think that Andy Bennett and John Cook and Paul Holland and that they're teeing up some sort of Super League. I don't know details, so I don't want to speak too much of it. But I think they're going to introduce a big pools, big money, 6 or 7 matches. I don't know details, but when they announce it, it'd be great to have one of them on and explain it. And I think they're going to try the big money, big pools, win big format throughout a block of time, which, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Well, there'll be an audience for it, won't there?
100%.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as well, folks listening. Let us know what you think. You know, what do you think that pools should be more expensive? Do you think that fishing should be cheaper and we make it even cheaper? Would you lot still go fishing if you didn't win money? Would you go and fish for trophies and pride like they do on the continent a lot? Like, give us your opinion on it all below. Or if you've got any suggestions for match fishing, give us a little rundown, and if it's something good, we'll mention it next week. Another question, which slightly different. This is from Martin Roden 2819. I've just clicked on his YouTube. That's no good, is it? This is an interesting one. On the topic of bait. Great YouTube name. On the topic of bait, and I know that we've got a good little group of people here because I know you all have your little quirks with this sort of stuff. Do you think that glugs and liquid additives actually work? ? We see in the underwater series that Goo did actually bring the fish in, but they just sat over the spot actually gill feeding rather than homing in on the feeder. Do you think it actually helps, even more so on fishery pellets? Would you add the liquids to ground bait? ? So basically, Martin's saying, do additives work? And there's so many nowadays. We'd be idiots if we sat here and said that the range is every single one of them works and every single, like, it's frightening. You walk in a tackle shop nowadays as a punter, there's just a wall of glugs, colours, additives, flavours, powders. Like, do they work? Do you have ones that you genuinely confidently use? And if so, what are they and why?
Let Steve answer this one.
The answer to the question is yes, and we're all off now. Goodbye.
See you later.
No, obviously, I think it comes down. There's millions of additives, different concoctions. I think yes, some. I don't think they all work. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name names of ones I don't think work.
Go on.
Keep it fair. I'm not going to name ones that do work.
Name him.
No, but obviously, it's to me, it comes down to confidence. Like he mentioned, fishery pellets. I've always had this analogy of like 30 blokes sitting in a row, chucking like 30 to 40 meters on a feeder with fishery pellets on. Pellets are all the same. Why are they going to come to mine over his or his? So to me, then you might want to change the color, you change the flavor to try and give yourself an edge, but also to give yourself confidence. And I think additives bring confidence. They do for me personally. I like to think that my ground bait and my pellets are a bit different.
Yeah.
And they're maybe the fish aren't used to seeing them, and they've got more attraction, more pulling power. You know what I mean? Is that always the case? Probably not. But like, if you went in my garage now, there's 2 shelves full of different additives. Some of them work, some of them don't. You know what I mean? We've all got favourites.
You got a good and a naughty shelf.
I've got literally 2 shelves of absolute crap, basically. But something new comes out, and I'm as guilty as anyone. I'm like, I read all the hype, all the marketing, and you're like, it's worth a try. And I like to think I'm using something different to everyone else. So it goes back to Connor last week, doesn't it? Should we be using prototype ground baits? Good old Connor.
Yeah. I've got some ground bait for Connor. He's going to love it when I send it in.
And it's the same analogy. I just think I'm a massive fan of additives. I've had too many days where maybe I've been struggling, like used a different goo. You know, I mean, I always remember a feature at Meadowlands where I'd been fishing for 3 hours without a bite, added some pineapple goo to the feeder and caught 7 in 7 cast carp. I honestly do not believe I'd have caught those carp without the goo that day.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work. But obviously I like to have it in my armoury. I know you, Roon, you have more goos than most shops in your bag.
You've got so many goos and so many.
It's just finding the right one, isn't it? But like you say, we've had some brilliant results on it and some terrible ones as well. But yeah, it's good. I remember you pair falling for it.
Oh,
I went fishing with Ali, these
Ali
two,
got
on the next golden rod. I've never seen anyone use so much goo in my life. And how well did you pair it?
I used a full bottle of
I did.
goo.
So I framed. What?
What?
I framed.
I didn't catch a lot. I don't think quite.
I did all right. I caught some on it.
He used the whole bottle.
In like 2.5 hours, I used a full bottle because I
That
thought
was when isotonic came out, wasn't it?
I remember that. Larford, you were both using it.
Covered it.
Yeah.
Poison Larford, I did.
Isotonic's one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
No, I think they give the angler confidence as well if you find something that's worked. And yeah, I think they're really good, and they do make a difference. Especially, if you're using fishery pellets and that, you'll always try and mix them up, make it different, give yourself an edge. But I think it's not necessarily just the bait that gives you the edge; it gives you a little bit of confidence as well.
It's another oomph, isn't it? It's like if you sat there for ages and something happened, think, oh yeah, that goo did that.
But if I could only pick one, it would be Cell Smart Liquid from Mainline. That is unbelievable. That makes, I don't think I could go fishing without that now.
What do you think it does, Roon, to the bait? How does it work?
I just think it I don't know what the word is really. I just think it obviously doesn't do anything bad. With like goos and that, you can put them in a situation that it can make the situation worse. I think it's just reliable.
Is it a food?
Yeah, it's like a food source.
Yeah.
And they love it, and it's not offensive.
Yeah.
And it really aids your pellets as well. You can bind them better. If I had to pick one, it'd be that, but that's just me. But I've never had a situation where it's been a negative. So I use it everywhere now, even on my bloodworm.
I do think it's important as well, though, with additives, not to take, obviously not criticising you, but not to take too many with you. You've only got
I only take 6 now.
You've only got a limited amount of casts, so
it's really funny, Steve. Right, you have to like this is ridiculous. Every time I film with Steve, he's got 3 or 4 of these bloody great big jars of stuff, and he dips everything in it, right? And it's different every single time.
Yeah, because
because I'm looking
at testing them.
Yeah,
but that's because I'm using that as a testing down, and I'm looking. Everyone's looking for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But come a match, I'll only put the maximum I'd ever have is 2 options because I haven't got one. Will be my main one, and one will be the one where you think, don't know, it might do something. You can't put a different goo on, for instance, every single cast and expect positive outcome.
Ali does.
Combos. You need the combos.
Yeah. But what I'll say with you, Steve, is what I've learned from you over the years. You do use an additive or a flavour as an impact, and it does give you another level. You're confident in what you think will work, And, you know, you're not destroying your swim from the start by going full guns blazing with it, but you'll introduce it when you think it's right. And, you know, like you say, at Meadowlands, places like that, I've seen you really take places apart by making that change. So, yeah, you've got to take them with you, but you've got to be confident in what you're using.
Yes, and it's almost like the analogy with, like, Matt will relate to. So when you put shot worms in, like, you might hold them off for like 2 hours, then put them in, you get an amazing reaction. I think additives can be like that. It's just like, you don't, if you put them in from the start, a lot of places, Boston might be an exception, but a lot of places you put them in the start, you don't get an impact.
No.
And you can catch a certain amount of fish without them, but then you get that second surge when you use the additive.
I think as well, what's really important, and what I've learned from like going out with Ringer, fishing abroad a lot as well in particular, is like the additives and flavors and ingredients that you use. I don't necessarily think that fish come to them because they like a certain smell or like a certain flavor. For example, I don't think fish come to pineapple goo because they love the smell of pineapple. What I do think is when you put pineapple goo on your feeder, the creation that it makes in the water column is what makes the fish come in.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because they go, oh, I love pineapples, I'm going to eat this. I think they're swimming along, and because of the makeup of pineapple goo, it creates this haze in the water column, and a fish is swimming along and it comes into this haze, and its natural sensors are going, there's something in the water here, I'm going to put my head down and see what it is.
Yeah.
And I think the same applies with things like ground bait, leans. Like the amount of times I've been away, and I spoke about this a lot, when a salty ground bait is so much better than a non-salty one. I don't think it's because the fish like salt. I think it's because it changes everything above and around your ground bait in the water column, and the detection of the area is different to the fish. So you gather them. Same with maybe a sweetener. A sweetness is very, what's it called when it leaches out into the water? So what's the name? It's like a scientific. Pardon?
Disperses.
It's soluble.
Soluble. Yeah. So like a sweetener can be very soluble in water. So you imagine you've got a sweet additive. I don't think it's because the fish have got a sweet tooth and they get a kick from the sweetness. I think it's because sugar in water has a certain chemical effect in a certain water temperature or a certain water depth, and it changes the area around your bait, which fish can then detect and come in. I think worms are the same, massively acidic. Very acidy. I don't think it's because fish go, I love worms. I think it's because they go, I'm sensing aminos, acids. It's triggering feeding elements to fish. And I think that like the smart liquid, for example, it's an active ingredient. When you put your pellets in the edge at JCB, we were looking at them in the edge, you can see like little pimples on the surface and a very odd little tiny bit of particle popping up, and it's working, and it's all that. Fish must be able to detect that. I'm convinced that Joker's great, especially active Polish Joker, because it buries in the silt on the bottom, and fish must know it's there. I remember reading an article from you, Steve, as a kid, saying that you drop a ball of ground bait that big in your pond at home, and for hours and even days after, fish are coming back and visiting that spot.
Even though there's no bait there, no visible, there's obviously a residual aroma or whatever, some sort of residual, so they keep coming back and sucking the same bit of the pond liner at that time. They know something was there that they liked.
Yes. And like I've seen you boys do it, where you have a chuck out with a feeder covered in, on a red hot day, all the fish are swimming about on the top at Boston. You goo up a real sloppy big feeder, chuck it in to create a big bang and column of cloud and flavour, and then you'll chuck back on top of it with a hard loaded feeder. So like you guys use additives in such a well thought out way. So you're attracting them with all this smell and flavour one cast, winding it back in and setting your trap underneath it the next day. Just like on a pole, you might throw in a couple of soft balls of lean, create a cloud and a column, and then put in a little hard one full of bait and put your rig right on it. So I think that there's a lot to be said with additives for using them in a tactical way. And it's not always the fact that fish like banana smell or banoffee smell. There's probably something in it, sweeteners, sugars, salts, the way it acts in the column, that is the thing that's doing the damage. And I think that's what I've learned from being lucky enough to spend time with you lot on the bank. Definitely.
Very lucky.
You're so lucky.
Apart from you, Tank.
I noticed you didn't mention my name there. It really hurt.
What you two have got some filming to do today, haven't you? What you got planned for the rest of the week, boys? Have we got an exciting one ahead? It's getting near Christmas. Have we got any Christmas parties? Are we going to go out and get pissed? And
I like how he said piss because you didn't know if he could say piss. Like,
People keep telling him off for swearing on here, and me. Steve's the goody two shoes. And
everyone's leaving. So I got someone commented on my Facebook that I excessively swore last week.
I have heard this.
Such a potty.
Someone mentioned it to me at Ully Reservoir and the Guru Feeder Cup. He said, "I love the weigh-in." Steve swears quite a lot. I've noticed. I swear that's true.
He swears the least.
Yeah.
Someone told me. Someone put on my Facebook last week there was no need for it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'll say about it, right? People, I think you just got to be yourself and genuine.
Just the chat.
You log on to Facebook, YouTube, watch television, whatever. It's a lot worse than what you'll hear on the way in, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't sworn today.
No,
Steve. Go on. What's your favourite swear word?
No, I'm not lowering myself anymore. I'm not lowering myself to your lot's level anymore.
Anyway, do you want to know what we're doing this week?
Yeah, what are you doing? What you got planned? When are we having a Christmas party?
Did he tell you about what I've been doing this morning?
Go on.
I'll show you. I'm going to show you.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
Look at this.
This is good.
That was in my loft. It's a wasp's nest.
Just get a pole section, and smash it with it.
And look, the guy's kept me a little bit. This is where the queen actually starts the nest.
That is mad.
Look at it. It's so amazingly built. They make it out of like paper and saliva and stuff. But that's.
I hope you haven't destroyed it.
Yeah, it's gone now.
The queen's still in it.
He's taken it away. How weird! He was a fisherman as well. That's cool, isn't it?
Mental.
Yeah. It's now got some wasp grub for the old.
Yeah. He was a fly fisherman. He's just been to Turkey fly fishing. Drove there.
Give an Istanbul grill.
I think he did.
Oh.
But yeah, well, me and him, he's here today because we're going back to the Glebe because we tried to do some filming last week and it rained consistently all day. So we're going to do the main film for the X level. How do we do it? X level chair.
Feeder chair.
Yeah.
Feeder chair.
It's an accessory chair. You don't have to use it for feeder fishing. But it's very good.
It's a lovely chair.
I've actually now got a feeder chair set up. It is so cool.
When's it coming out, that one?
12th of December.
Friday.
So we've got to get that done quickly.
That's why I'm here.
And that's why he's here.
And to grace you all with my presence, obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, you saved my bacon this morning. Every Tom, Dick and Harry turned up here, didn't they?
Yeah, we're a zoo.
Right. And we've got no Wi-Fi. That's why we're in the house. So I hope it's a bit better today. And then we're going. We've got office next 2 days. Yeah, for
meetings. 2 days.
What is it? Marketing meeting.
Last meeting of the year, innit? Before we get wrapped up for Christmas and kick off.
Boring now. 2 days of meetings. Boring now. You coming, Steve?
No.
What you got planned, Stephen Ringer?
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know actually. I'm not sure.
You're practicing at Allcroft, Steve.
I've got a terrible partner who can't catch. So
is he letting you down, Steve? Is he?
Oh, you know what I mean? I drew him a great peg on Moat Island near where Matt was.
The same peg I was yesterday.
Them two clowns could only catch one fish each. And they had bloodworm and joker.
It's impossible to catch a fish there. I'm telling you now.
There's no helping.
Don't live there. And I don't know if they do.
You need that pineapple goo. They love pineapple.
Yeah, but Brenda caught 3 bream and a carp.
No, he didn't. He got 4 bream and a carp.
4 bream and a carp. Well,
Brenda tuned Matt up.
Did he?
Yeah,
did he meet you?
Next
and he was doing videos most of the day.
He was.
They were brilliant.
What are you doing, Matt?
I'm coming down to office. Got a couple of meetings with you. And then got to do some filming, got to do some bits and bobs for Rimmer. We went out on Friday, did a really nice bite size with Bennett.
You went to Hayfield, didn't you?
Yeah, mint there. Such
Good venue.
She's brilliant, isn't she, Nolly?
I love Nolly, mate. She's absolutely fat. Yeah. So that should be out before Christmas, hopefully. There were that much Christmas cake, Christmas decorations, presents kicking about. It were good because it'll make Rimmer edit it before Christmas, else it'll just look useless, to be fair. And then me and you are going to London on Friday, aren't we, Room Dog?
It's a London thing. Yeah, we've got our last management meeting of the year in London, and then we're going out for some nice dinner.
Yeah.
Mr. Brass is taking us out for dinner. You didn't get invited, did you?
I didn't get invited.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I'll eat me.
I'll save her a bit of Turkish food, thanks.
Yeah, I'll have me kebab.
We're going to film a bite size week after, aren't we? 16th as well.
Yes, we're going to do a winter bomb and pellet one, right? Yeah. Can I do it on the feeder chair? I love that chair, man. It's so good. Literally, why haven't we had
There
one?
is no disadvantage to that when you're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't even think there is with a pole.
No.
Listen.
I do need to get a new feeder arm, though. My feeder arm, it's just literally falling to bits now.
Frank, because I've got you on here, and we don't know if we're going to have you again because you've been that bad today.
Oh, you're coming on again, ain't you?
No, not allowed.
I want you to do as a pick me an angler. So you've got to ask us three to pick you an angler to do a certain thing, and we'll pick it.
So you come up with a scenario.
You say
we have to he picks Lee Kerry every week.
Okay. It might be like £30 of bleak on a whip.
Or
do a good one. Do a good one. Not a bleak
pick
one.
me an angler to catch more than one fish from Peg 46, Mout Island.
Brandon George, easy.
Brendan. Right, let me have a literally. This is on top of my head.
Come on.
Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.
Pick me an angler to catch a £3 plus perch from any venue.
Oh. Who's going first?
You. And you can't pick Lee.
Rob Perkins, because he
loves
bloodworm, and he's
Rob
like
Wood is great one.
He's the biggest ligger in fishing. He's got some big hooks. He's hairy, and he's very patient. And he looks like a £3 perch. I reckon Uncle Perkins Pine Top, he'd catch a £3 perch.
He's good at that.
Good shout. He's surrounded by good venues for it as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Great.
Come on, Steve, who are you picking?
I'm going.
You can't pick me again, even though I'd be brilliant at it.
I'm going another Rob, actually. I'm going Rob Wootton because he's got this ability to catch he loves a trick fish. Yeah. And like he'd revel in being told, right, there's a £3 perch there, you got to catch it. He's just like, he's got that, like, he loves setting like a little trap. Like, he's like, we always say when we're away with England, he's our trick fish angler. So for a £3 perch, I'm going Rob Wootton.
Nice.
Good shout. Good shout.
Who are you picking, Rune?
I'm going to go, and this is just from scenarios which I've been in with the guy, because he always catches the biggest one. Like back in the day when we used to fish the Grand Union and a big billy was a bonus. And they were quite easy to catch on there. You had to get your timings right. But when you caught one, we'd all catch one sort of like pound and a half. And then Darren Cox would catch a £3.
Yeah.
And he's done it so many times. It's not by accident. So I'm going the master that is Darren Cox.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Don't forget, folks, any questions you've got, any topics you want covered, get them in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we've spoke about in this show, and we'll see you back at the weigh-in next week. Have a fantastic week. Good luck if you're out on the bank. See you later.